Sebastian, what's going on, bro? I'm doing great. How are you? Awesome, man. Glad to hear that. Always good news. Yay, another full load of wheat. Man, this project, I'm glad this one's getting close to done. Over 300,000 liters so far. I appreciate you stopping in, man. And God bless, bro. Farming! What's going on, man? How you doing? Slam. That can't be good. I hear you, man. Did you see anything about Earth 2 yet? Oh, you should check it out, man. Do some research. I invested a few hundred. I'm not going to invest more than that because I can stand to lose a few hundred and no big deal. But I did invest in it. But I have no affiliation with the company whatsoever at all. I'm doing great. Thankful. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a millionaire on FS17 now. If I could only make that into real money, that would be great. Oh. Oh, 1 day a week. Oh, that's not good. Farming, have you met Nia yet? I think you have. I'm not sure. Then I'll stop doing YouTube. How do you know I wouldn't just make a bigger investment in it? Thought I had the lights on in this thing. I guess I didn't. I probably wouldn't change that much, Nia. I'm just really being honest. I probably really wouldn't change that much. Not bad. I probably changed very little. I do this because I enjoy the company, man. I enjoy gaming and I enjoy the company. Well, you're right, I don't. But I'm also not in debt. Take care, man. Thanks, farming. I appreciate it. I have no debt, Nia. So what I have, everything is actually mine. Yeah. I mean, you game. Isn't it more fun to have people chatting with you? You know what I mean? And have conversation. I mean, I've been doing this for, what? This is my 3rd year and I haven't made 5 cents yet. Seriously. I have not made 1 nickel. Yes, probably. What would I do? Just go shopping all the time? I like gaming, man. Ooh, let's see. Ooh, over 350,000 or around 350,000 liters. Woohoo! That's almost 5 loads. Well, I've seen. I really don't have any much interest in going abroad. And I've seen most of America. I hear you there, man. I'm also old, Nia. You know, so I've done a lot of things. I doubt you're lazy, you go to work. Lazy people don't go to work, they collect welfare checks. Well, that would be ancient. I look at it like there's midlife, like if you're like 45 years old and you know your prospects are living to be in 90 and your family average, then you would be midlife, right? But when you're 55 years old like I am, you're not going to live to be 110. So the only other option is you're past midlife, so you must be old. Well, you never know, man. Things can change overnight, man. You could get something happen and you could retire right away. Life's funny like that, man. Well, that's right now. You ever think that maybe that's a blessing? I mean, right now you have to worry about, you know, primarily what your bills are gonna, how they're gonna get paid next month, right? Or in a couple months. You know, when you start getting like $1 million in the bank, then I think your worries shift to like, how are you gonna eat in 20 years? You know, and that's kind of a lot scarier, because you realize that in 20 years, you know, you're not going to be of working age anymore to rectify the situation if you mismanage your money. Yeah, exactly. You actually have a good life, Nia. And as long as you like what you're doing for work, it's not really work, right? Well, neither can I. Well, okay. You have to balance it, Nia. You know, like, you have to balance your family life, your free time, and your work time. I mean, you know that. I think the key thing, and you know, is liking the job. And if you like what you do for a living, you probably haven't made. Because most people don't. Well, that's true, man. I can't argue with that. It is easy to say and hard to do. I agree with that. I mean, it's definitely, you know, still true to this day that you have more opportunity in the United States than you probably have anywhere else in the world. You know, but even that's limited to a degree. And rapidly changing. There you go. If you like what you're doing, then it's not really, you know, like a hard, you know, I don't mean a hard job, but you know what I mean, like a job you don't want to go to every day. Right now there's millions and tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions, if not a billion people going to jobs they can't stand. Being around a bunch of people they can't stand, you know? At least you don't have to deal with that. That's called job security. They have a name for that. Yeah, we call it job security in the United States. Shoot, for years of my life, I worked a job I hated. I used to own an appliance repair company, and I hated fixing appliances, couldn't stand it. But I knew how to do it, and I was good at it, so it didn't matter if I liked it or not. It was an opportunity for me to earn money. But when I say I detested it, let me tell you, I gave up that job when I was 28 years old. I never fixed an appliance since then. And I know how to do it. And if I have a problem with any of my appliances, I call a repairman to come out and fix it. I don't even mess with it. I refuse to do it. Well, all jobs have their drawbacks, bro. I mean, right now there's probably a million people out there farming that hate farming, but their parents did it and their grandparents did it, you know what I mean? And they own the land and it's what they do. Even though they hate it, they go do it. Exactly. I'm with you on that. Could be washing dishes in a restaurant, right? I mean, you have to do what you have to do to get by, especially when you got house payments and stuff and children and stuff like that. Well, I can't say they didn't do some damage. That they did. Heck, I may as well follow this thing down till it fills up, because if not, I'm not gonna, it's gonna become a mess. Besides, I think working is better than staying home all day, sitting on your duff. I get to do a lot of that now. It's boring. There you go. And who knows, man, maybe you'll get lucky and your channel will take off and you'll get 1 million subscribers and you won't have to go to work anymore. But just because life is different doesn't mean it's better. You might find later that you would have enjoyed going to work more. This happens, man. Yeah, he's doing good, huh? Proud of him. What the hey? Don't even know who it is, and I'm already proud of him. Yeah, I guess it is a little crazy when you think about it. But like I said, I'm not counting on YouTube for an income. That's for sure. I'd have to be insane. That would be like too big of a pipe dream to be considered not insane. Yep. That is crazy. I gotta agree. A lot of horny toads out there, bro. That's what we used to call them. Or peeping toms. We used to give names to people like that they don't associate with them names anymore, so they feel comfortable doing them things. But at the end of the day, they're nothing more than a pervert, bro. That's all they are. And there's a lot of perverts out there. Today they glorify the idea of a pervert. You can blame that one on Hollywood. It's just the way it is, man. The world's not in good shape. It's a mess. It's not going to get better anytime soon. It's called the age of consequence. And there'll be consequences for all of it. You can guarantee there'll be consequences for all of it. I almost went the wrong way. Well, I almost went the wrong way. I went the wrong way. Well, I'm afraid them days are long gone, my friend. It makes me sad, Nia, because it seems to me that women don't know their worth anymore, their true value. Might fill this thing up this time. Let's take a look and see. No, I won't fill it up this time. Ooh, I better save. I haven't saved yet. I'd hate to lose all that work. The world confuses me so much now, Nia, that whenever I weigh something, I weigh it by what my grandfather would have thought, and he'd be right about 100 years old right now. And I just go by what he would have thought is what I should probably think about situations. Why do I keep going the wrong way? Multitask. Probably hit that a little shallow. Bum, 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 bum. Woohoo! I'm probably going to be pretty close to 500,000 liters after this one. Besides, Nia, there's an old saying: control what you can, and don't worry about controlling what you can't. The way the world thinks and acts, there's nothing you can do about that. But you can control what's going on in your own household, if that makes any sense. Bum, bum, ba, bum, ba, 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 ba. Well, it's always been a little crazy, my friend. It didn't go crazy. It's always been a little crazy. May actually fill up this time and next time. I'm trying to keep on this so I can cut trees in the morning. Instead of just, you know, trying to find food all day. It helps. Like I said though, Nia, I wouldn't put too much stock in what the world does. I put more stock in what your house does. I mean, I'm a real oddball. I still go to church, man. I still believe the Bible. The alternative is not believing the Bible and doing like everyone else does. I'm not a big fan of the alternative, so... Here's all save again. I'm gonna have to follow this truck down this time. Yeah, we'll have almost 500,000 liters after this load. So what else is going on, Nia? Other than getting bills is not fun. Well, you know, I guess what's less fun is not being able to pay the bills. Well, thank God for that, man. Nia, do you have children? I probably asked you that before, man, but you gotta understand, I'm getting older. The retaining thing, you know what I mean, isn't as fundamental as it used to be. We'll put it that way. Yeah, things will change when you have children. Your value of importance will drop dramatically. Your children will become much more important than you are. Right now, you spend a lot of time thinking about you and stuff like that, and that's normal for a man and a woman, as a matter of fact. But once you have children, that all changes dramatically. You don't worry about yourself anymore. That kind of just goes away. You planning on having children? If you don't mind me asking such a personal question. Yeah, I hear you there. There ain't much choice in that matter, right? If it happens, it happens. I can't believe I can still see that 2 in the middle of the field. Thought I'd be too far out to see that by now. Yeah, the odds are they're not going to come then. I'm not exactly sure what a normal life is. I thought I knew what a normal life was, but now that I get older, it seems like there is no such thing as a normal life. Valley Grains, good. That's the one right near where I am. I have to stop watching out. I can only hold 800,000 liters. Well, you could do that. Absolutely. You got a job and a house. Yeah, I'm sure you could do that. It's a commitment, man. It's an interesting option. I've had that option open to me, but I opted out on it. Mainly because of my wife's health situation. My wife's not actually in the best of health in the world. And I just figure, well, taking care of her and trying to take care of a child too would be a little too daunting, you know, for one person, especially a person like me. Wow. That's a good run, man. Kind of proud of you. You stick stuff out, man. A lot of people don't these days. First little problem, they run away, you know? Yeah, exactly. That's because they're so stuck on themselves, Nia. They think it's all about them. I call them princes and princesses. There's too many people spoiled in this world right now. You know, they don't have any real concept. And the reason that is really kind of weird. And you may not understand it when I first say it. But when you think about it later, you'll understand it. It's because there's been no wars. They don't have any adversity in their lives. Everything's been easy. Things got better, huh? We have a whole generation in America that has no concept of anything except themselves. Because there was no real adversity to them. They don't know what it's like to go hungry. They don't know what it's like to go without. They don't know what it's like to go to war. So they think things that are important aren't important. And they think things that aren't important are important. They have no concept of hardship. So they think their opinion matters. Like they get offended by something and they post something to someone else like their opinion matters. Like their opinion And it doesn't. It really doesn't. It's strange, you know? Why am I facing this way and not seeing that machinery? Oh, this ain't good if it ain't down there. Well, yeah, I'm not saying anything about not adopting. I definitely am pro for adopting. I'm definitely big into that. That's a good idea, you know what I mean? If you have the means and the abilities and want children, that's a great idea. Oh, absolutely. 18 years ago, you was probably stupid. I know I was. I know I was. A lot of the ideas I had 18 years ago I would not run with today. Yeah, you could. But I wouldn't go into it with that attitude. Usually I see when people go into it with that attitude, it's a crash course. I would just go into it with the attitude, I want someone around the house that I can take care of. I want to share my life with someone else, a little person. The way you're thinking about it there, you're thinking more about yourself, believe it or not, than you are the child. Which is hard to understand that concept, but I promise you what I'm telling you is true. I can't argue with you there. Look, here's the general reality I get on that. I'm sorry if anybody's offended by this. I apologize now, but I'm not going to change my opinion unless you come up with a way that it makes more sense. And then I'll change my mind. But I see fathers who can tell you a player on every single football team and can't tell you who the superintendent of their kid's school is. And the way I see it, that's basically retarded. That is a form of mental retardation. And I'm sorry if I hit anybody where they hurt, you know, and it's true in their lives. It's something that can be corrected. But it's true. Well, why would you take in a kid if you know, or have a kid if you didn't have the idea of showing them things and teaching them things and helping them grow and become a good person? I'm just saying to go in with the idea that, you know, look at me, look what I'm doing, look at me. You know what I mean? I'm doing this because this person, you know what I mean, can't do it for themselves, and look at what I'm doing. That's the wrong attitude. That's definitely the wrong attitude. If that's the attitude, I would highly recommend that them people that have that attitude don't do it. Because it's definitely the wrong attitude. You know, and I'm not saying you're going into it with that attitude. I'm just saying, you know, people that are going into it with that attitude probably shouldn't. Well, definitely shouldn't. Let me give you a for instance. Madonna goes to Africa to adopt a black child. Now, why didn't she just adopt a black child in America, where she's from? There aren't black kids here in America that need to be adopted? And I'll tell you why she did it. She did it so she would get the national TV there to view what she's doing, so she could say, look at me. And this is the kind of stuff that's really bad, man. Really bad. Really, really, really bad. It's not good for the adult, and it's not good for the child. It's very selfish. you know, and it's only selfishness. That's all that it is. Exactly. Well, she did it for more than money. She did it for attention, and she did it solely for herself. Solely for herself. She did not do that to help the child. Now, the child may or may not, and more than likely will benefit from it. But that's not the intent, is it? The reason I'm picking the hay like that, or the straw like that, is because I'm gonna go get more when I'm done harvesting, and I don't want a big messy pile when I start bringing new stuff in. And this is probably the last load of this total mixed rationing I'm gonna get. Oh, come on, dump a little bit, thank you. I made a bit of a mess, and I don't want that mess there. Broke Digit 56, what's going on, and welcome to the channel. If I know you, I apologize. I do not recognize the name, man. It must have been a while since you've been around, or did you change your name? Oh, I did not finish that on time. You don't think that's pretty much true everywhere in the world? Man, it's good. How's it going for you, buddy? I'm always thankful, bro. Well, like I said, it's a little messed up here. But it could be worse. Ooh, what the heck? What was I thinking there? Oh, that's not good. Come on, stop, buddy. Here's the thing, Nia. Look at it this way. I live in the United States, right? A lot of countries hate Americans because of what our government does. What they don't understand is I don't have any control over what my government does. Why hate me? I didn't do it. I mean, look at it. Our Constitution says, right, a government by the people and for the people, right? But we have a fence around our White House with the National Guard and the Army keeping it secure. Now, if it was by the people and for the people, why would they need a fence around the White House with the National Guard and Army with tanks and guns and everything else? Why would they need that? It's like hating an Iranian because you hate their government. Why would you hate the person? They're not responsible for what their government does, man. And we should probably change the conversation because this is getting crazy. It might be something different we are going to stop talking politics. It might be something different for other countries, Nia, but it's actually the same in the United States. It's not any different. We have no control over our government. It's running wild, it's on its own, and it's rampant. But yep. I just got to figure something else to talk about. Like, I don't know if I'm going to have enough. Well, I should have enough, but I'm going to be running close whether or not I can hold all of this wheat. And there's the rift. That is absolutely true. It's all over the world. What kind of music do you like, Nia? Bum, bum, bum. My cat is absolutely nuts. Oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. So you like track music with somebody talking behind it, basically. Travis, what's going on, man? Welcome back to the channel, buddy. I cannot tell where I'm going. Absolutely. Absolutely. I got a video. That's cool, man. No Man's Land. A lot of people like that map. I got a music video you could probably check out. You might like. Try Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb, live, 1994. It's a great performance, man. Yeah, Pink Floyd is good stuff. That was a great performance, though. You finished the map? Awesome, man. I've only got 984 million to go to finish this map. But it's actually going fast now. I'm gaining like $2.5 million to $3 million a day. So I figure 2-3 months, and I'll have earned all the money legitimately. No money cheats. And this is the last load of this I'm going to carry, as where the field is almost done and the sun is getting ready to come out. The nighttime is almost over. Woohoo! That excites me, man. Yep, I'm still thinking about it. And it actually might happen sooner than you think, because I made an investment in some land on a thing called Earth 2. I didn't invest a lot, less than $300, but I still made an investment. That should just about fill this up, if not fill it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to tell people about it because it looks like it's going to get big. But I could have just lost all that money too. It's hard to say. It's an investment, you know what I mean? Whenever you make an investment, you could win, you could lose. No, I don't think millions, but I'm hoping thousands. I'm hoping for thousands. Millions is highly doubtful. Highly doubtful. But I am investing in it with the hopes of being profitable. Oh, that's up to you. What level of game do you want to play, right? I mean, you can do a lot more on a PC or a laptop, a desktop or a laptop. That's for certain. So I guess it would just depend on, you know what I mean, how in depth do you want to get. Laptop gaming is more expensive. I mean, when they do an update on console, it's free. When they do an update on laptop, you pay for it. I would just get one out of a box, like Alienware or something like that. And you don't have to worry about any of that. Yay, I'm almost done with this field. Yeesh, this was a big job. I think I've been harvesting this field for about 3 hours now. In total. I couldn't even fit it all in my last stream. Well, you know, that's when you really appreciate what you got. I can turn that off, actually. I want to save again, though. Look at that. I'm just about all full in total mixed rationing. That's going to be good because feeding time is coming up soon, and I'm not going to have to replenish that total mixed rationing. Well, that's just the way it is. That's true, man. There ain't no way around that. That's just fact. I am so backed up on this wool right now. Eesh. I hope the prices come up soon. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying I would just buy a system out of a box. I wouldn't make a homemade system because they just really don't hold their value, and that's a problem to me. Yeah, right. The Kardashians, that's funny. I can't find any talent that they have. I don't know why they make all that money. They have absolutely no talent whatsoever at all. None. They're not actors, actresses, sports players, musicians. They can't juggle. I mean, there's no talent. I don't get it. Oh, I can't argue with that. Bruce Jenner does have some money. I think he's stepdaddy, though. I don't know if he's stepdaddy or daddy. I know somehow he's involved with them. That's not a talent. That's not a talent. How much wheat do I have right now? I gotta make sure I can actually hold all of this stuff. 555. Look, if the whole world has a 70 IQ and one person has a 75 IQ, they're not necessarily intelligent. They're just more intelligent than the rest. As far as intelligence by the Kardashians, I would not go there. Oh, thank you, Nia. God bless. I appreciate you stopping in. It was an interesting conversation, to say the least. It's nice when two people from across the world can converse about things. When I was a kid, that would have been impossible. They have other stuff they are good at. I can't think of anything, my friend. I can't think of anything. Well, that I can't argue about. People do seem to like to have what they offer. I just can't figure out what it is they offer. And that's my own problem. That's not their problem. Like I say though, you know, what people think about me is none of my damn business. And what I think about them is none of their business. It just is what it is. We're allowed to think of people the way we want, be it right or wrong. And even the most crazy dictator in the world can't control that. He can control what you say, but he can't control what you think. Or she, be it that may. And I got a chance to smoke part of a cigarette, and I think I'm going to do just that. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Can you hear it's raining outside? That's common where I live this time of year. It's like monsoon season. Yeah, I can't believe I'm almost at the end of this. FS! What's going on? Weed is much better, less addictive. I can't argue with that. You know, I'm not a pothead. You know, I don't smoke the stuff. But from everything that I've seen in this world, I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. You have a point. I would say that is a bad thing to buy into, Nia, because that's not reality. I mean, I don't disgruntle the idea that that's what they're selling, because it's probably exactly what they're selling. I've never seen the show and never intend to see the show. But if that's what kids are, you know, hoping to obtain through that show, then they're chasing a pipe dream and they're wasting their lives and they have no sense of reality. And they're going to be in for a lot of hardship and a lot of heartache, and I hope they snap out of it before they're too old to go to work and face reality. Yeah, money doesn't fix anything, man. Money only creates options. It doesn't bring happiness. It doesn't do anything but apply options. If you have money, you can buy that house. If you don't have money, you can't buy that house, and that's all that it does. I agree with you, Nia, but there's more important things in this world than money. Yeah, girlfriends take money. Get used to that. It's more expensive to be single than it is to be married, and there's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. That's just a fact. Yay, I am almost done with this field. I am so friggin' happy. Oh, I'm happy. This was a big project. Of course, when I take a left here and go dump this, you'll see why it was a big project. If you don't already know. And it looks like one more load, man. Oh, what a leisurely life. What a leisurely life. Yeah, isn't it already out, Giants Island? I thought Necro Charles said he was playing it already. About a month back, I thought he told me he was playing that map. I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I seem to recall that. Now you can see why I'm glad this field is almost done. Well, they're gonna, oops, I'm reading instead of driving. They're gonna wake up from that dream eventually. Wake up from that dream. Whether they want to or not. I want you to give her a cigarette. I would just give her one. Heck with it. I wouldn't even think twice about it. You want a cigarette? Here, have a cigarette. Here, have a couple of them. Go away. Have a couple of them. Go away. But that's just me, man. Part of the reason why I think that way is because I've had times where I didn't have food or cigarettes. I kind of have sympathy for him, you know? Yeah, that's crazy, man. You can't help that, but you can just say no. Which is exactly what I would have done. I could talk about that stuff because I've had crazy situations happen to me, but I just don't wish to expound upon them on YouTube. Oh my gosh. That's normal though, Nia. That's been going on as long as I've been alive. There's been no shift in that. There's some things in the world that change. That's not one of them. As far as I can tell in my lifetime, that's always existed. And I believe my grandfather, if he was still alive, would tell you that it's the same. It's always existed in his life as well. I would agree with that assessment. No question in my mind, I would agree with that assessment. 628,000 liters. I'll probably just sell this last one. The biggest problem I see in there isn't really that. The biggest problem I see is the first time that they hear no in their lives is when their boss is firing them. Like I said, I think there's too many children today that are just a little too spoiled for their own good, and I worry about them. I love them, and I think they're worthwhile people. I'm just afraid for them. And I know they don't understand why I'm afraid for them, but I am. Yay! Dun dun dun! Half a field, and it took me well over 3 hours. Almost 4 hours. And that's one of the things in the world that did change Nia. When I was growing up, our parents encouraged us to work. Whether we got a paper route job or cut lawns or, you know, they just encouraged it. That did change. And if I was in a grocery store and I was acting up, my mom would beat the crap out of me right there on the spot. And nobody would do anything except applaud her. Except applaud her. Yeah, it is funny, man. I didn't go in the military either, but basically the reason I didn't go in the military is my stature. I'm really small. And I tried to join when I was 17 years old, just getting ready to turn 18. But they wouldn't take me because of my size. I'm really small. That's been like that since I was a kid. We had hippies, but I think the generation before that, that would be unique. Well, 2 generations before that. When I'm saying, you know, when I was like 10, 12 years old, I saw that a lot. A real lot. Now that I didn't see a lot when I was growing up. The transgender thing, you know, that's unique. That's new. I know what you meant. I still know what you mean. You spelt it completely wrong, but I still know what you mean. No biggie. Well, basically, that is, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody with this, but let's get back to reality. That's called a pervert and a sexual deviant. And just so anybody out there knows how I feel about this, you will not be around my children if you're that way. Period. If you don't like it, go suck eggs. I don't care. That's a fun game. I heard a lot of people like that, man. It's an older game, right? Came out a couple years ago? Or is that the new one? Is there a new one for PS5 or something? Yeah, a lot of people like that game. My buddy Chris fell in love with that game. It's the older one, right? Came out like 4 years ago, something like that. My buddy Chris fell in love with that game. I think he played it all the way to the end in one sitting. As far as it being old but good, this game is old but good, man. I am so almost done with this field. You have no idea how happy I am. I'm almost done with this field. Matter of fact, I'm going to save again just to make sure I'm almost done with this field. Permanently almost done with this field. How many of these things that are going on in the world today would still be going on if the electricity went out worldwide. Worldwide, no electricity. Do you think that they would be worried about a lot of the stuff they're worried about now? I think that's always been the case, Nia. I don't think that's any different. That's always been normal in my life that I've seen, because men hit their prime around 18 and women seem to hit their prime somewhere between 35 and 40. So believe it or not, there's a compatibility there that seems to ring true. I mean, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or anything like that. I'm just saying, it seems that men hit their sexual prime, you know, like at 18, and women hit it like between 35 and 40 somewhere. So I think that that's always been the case, Nia. I think that's just been since the beginning of man. Man, I'm so glad this field's almost done. I'm almost like tearing up. Oh, this is a pain. Man, I'm almost gonna fill this thing up, even on a small thing like this. Small little bit. Believe it or not, Nia, it is normal. It truly, absolutely is normal. It just wasn't talked about a lot when I was a child or a young man, because I'm not trying to give you examples of when, you know, I reached my prime, because the world was already did a lot of changing by then from what I've seen when I was younger. Oops, I did not want to detach that yet. Why is it not offering? There we go. Does not look like it unfolded to me. There we go. Well, no, 20 to 80 would be abnormal. That would be strange. But a boy that's, you know, 19, 20, 21 years old, messing around with a lady that's 35, 40 years old, that is completely normal. Believe it or not, that's normal. I don't mean normal in a way like everybody does that. I'm just saying, you know, it's not incredibly abnormal to see that. And like I said, in my day it wasn't talked about a lot, you know, but it happened a lot. A lot of my friends that are my age slept with women that were 35 to 40 years old, a lot. Well, it's always just been about sex at that age difference. I can't recall any of it ever being about love. None of it. I cannot see the opening. There it is. But like I said, as far as sexual compatibility, it's right on time, man. And usually when I was a kid, the women weren't divorced, so it involved adultery and stuff like that, which is not good. Not always, but on occasion it did. Which, thank God, is something I've never done. Catch a dude with a woman. Yeah, that's disgusting, man. People can't control themselves and they fall to the temptation of the lusts of their heart. It's bizarre. But that's, I hate to say it, that's always been in the world too. The sun is up, the field is done. I've got one field left to harvest when it pops up. This is friggin' awesome. Charles, what's going on? I said to my wife, if I will remain single, other women will not accept. I love her and only. Yeah, exactly. But you wouldn't have been with. Nia, you're on the right path. That's all I can say about that. Alright, that harvester is somewhere close by. There it is. I hear you, man. I finished that field, Charles. Eesh, that was a lot of work. But it's done. Look, you can't even see the grass. And it's not even grown back yet, Charles. And I've used that much grass, hay already. I go through a lot of hay, man. There's good paths and bad paths. And yes, you do know that. Because being a crackhead would not be a good path. And I think you know that. Yeah, it was a big field, man. I ended up with, I sold some of it, but I ended up with about 700,000 liters. Yeah, we have a lot of snowflakes in America. Snowflakes are basically under 20, and millennials are from like 20 to 40 now. I accomplished almost everything I wanted to accomplish, man. Of course, it's been over 2 hours, so usually I have just about enough time to get everything done I want to get done. Alright, looks like my next stream we're going to be cutting trees. Let's see, see, is this thing filthy? Yes, this thing's filthy. Let's go clean this thing up before I take off. Take care, Nia. God bless, man. Yeah. May as well as clean it. I'm right there. Go get some gas. Wah, 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 wah. Probably won't be able to see anything through the window. Let's see. Heck no. Yay! Oops. Idiot driver alert. Alright. That's in good shape. Where's my prices on the wheat? I mean on the wool, still going up. Alright, well that's it. God bless everyone. I appreciate each and every one of yous. And I'll catch yous next time. Watch the blue boxes that are actually white.